Hi everyone, Tim Knight here. Haven't done a video update in a little while. Somebody was emailing me about when I do another one. And as I told him, I don't schedule these things in advance. I just do them whenever I have the time and feel like it. So today I have the time and I feel like it. I've read before that there's a feeling that on a bearish blog like this, there's the supposition that I claim all days are good, all days are profitable, and that's just nonsense. They're not. Today was not a good day, but it is for me one day where I'm not belly aching about having money in cash. The day overall, I lost 1% on my portfolio, considering the market was up about 1.33%, depending on which index you look at. That's a little less painful than if I had the full boat in there, but never feels good to slip away. But you can't win them all, right? But today was rather interesting, of course, for everybody because we had this whole Greece thing going on. If we look, for example, at the ES, we can see, and I'll break this down to a regular bar graph. In fact, let's tighten this up here. Let's look at a 5-day, 1-minute chart. The phenomena we saw was from yesterday's low, a steady lift higher and higher and higher, and a swift kick down. And I actually thought mistakenly that perhaps that portion of the lift might be it. But then we had this, I guess, real credibility about the whole Greece bailout take hold. And we had this very swift, about 20-point rise in the market. And that was kind of it for the day. From then on, it just kind of wiggled its way down and ended pretty much where it was before the opening bell. So kind of a big waste of time for all those gyrations. I got stopped out of a few positions. I was completely ham-handed with EFA, which has been kind of a favorite of mine, but today I just bungled it. I tried going long and short a couple of different times and lost each time, and it was just kind of a mess. So this morning I just threw my hands up on EFA and said, forget it. I'll just wait for a better opportunity. Now, what I wanted to do for this video is thumb through some of my favorite ETFs. And it won't be as long a list as I sometimes do. This is a very core list of about 30 items I watch. And I think these help paint a picture of the market. In spite of today's loss, I'm actually kind of relieved that we had a nice big rally. I wouldn't be shocked, although I don't think it'd be as big as today. If we had a bit of a follow-through tomorrow, who knows? But when you just have a so-called oversold market, it is nice to let the bulls run with it a bit, assuming that we are kind of scalloping our way lower. But as we look at these, I'll just say a few words about each. Here we have the bullish triple X. You can see here a very clear topping pattern, and I think that I wouldn't short something that's like a triple X leverage thing, but I find the graph interesting. Because I do think it speaks to the toppiness of the market. This one, DBB, I bought this yesterday, and it was such a tight stop, I got stopped out. But there was a good reason for buying it yesterday, which is that I love these trend line breaks because this was so far beneath the trend line. I could definitely see that kind of trying to climb its way back higher toward its underbelly, and that's definitely what happened. So that was kind of a nice bounce play on which I did not partake. A lot of the graphs I'm looking at, though, look something like this. That is a topping pattern, a failure beneath horizontal support, or a tracement of that support, and we're well beneath that. What I'm saying here is that this line, which in various forms shows up on a lot of different charts, is very important to me. As long as we can stay beneath that line, I think that the bears can be comfortable. As I mentioned as an aside earlier today, I actually used today's strength as a shorting opportunity, and I entered some new positions. I believe I ended the day quantity-wise with more shorts than I began the day with. Although I'm still, not super heavy on. I'm probably about 63% loaded with the rest in good old cash. Still being a little cautious today. Diamonds, the Fibonacci's on this are real clean. We can see here as of Friday's low, that represented a nice retracement back to this 50% level. So we're in kind of this range right now, and we're about halfway between that range that is right now. I don't have a position in this, but I think that in terms of watching the ETFs and Fibonacci's, this is one of definitely the cleanest ETFs out there. Not much to say about DIG. DXD, I actually bought some of this near the close because once again, being a kind of fan of trend lines, the fact that this smartly burst above its trend line and then has come back down in price on very handsome volume, I find appealing. A lot of people dismiss technical analysis on these leveraged ETFs. I don't. I think in some cases the kind of technical analysis I apply, which is very simple, works just fine. So I am long this as of late today. EFI I mentioned earlier. I think that this is probably one of my favorite charts in the entire market right now. It almost kind of doesn't matter where to short this, provided it stays beneath this level. I think I might have a small, no, actually it's EEM. I have a small position right now. I don't have a position in this one at all. Were this to get like anywhere toward 54, 55, I would very eagerly myself be shorting this. I just love that graph. It's just terrific. And it's comprised of things like this, which in this case is Germany. You can see extremely vulnerable to resuming the downturn. As I'm running out of time here, I'm moving the pace up here, but FXI has yet another one of these horizontal lines that I've mentioned in terms of a very important support resistance level. This pushed about 3.5% higher today, and I would hope that it would stay beneath that particular line. Precious metals, as I've said before, I think these remain quite vulnerable. I got stopped out of my GDX today at a loss. I did not re-enter it, but I do think that graph is very badly broken. Same with ILF. IWM is a bit more of a mystery. I don't have any position in this right now. I would definitely like to see this stay below this trend line. But that in the long term, I think it's very clear it's a short. In the shorter term, much more of a mystery. Might have some more strength left there. IYT has been extremely weak until this most recent little push higher. Were this to get back into the 71, 72-ish area, I'd be very excited about a short on that. I'm going to skip a lot of these other symbols and just show one last, actually two last ones. One of them I mentioned earlier today, which is SRS. This actually went up today. I think that's kind of remarkable that in this market, this Ultra Bear fund actually rose, and I think that portends some pretty nasty weakness in real estate's part, because let's face it, the Dow was up over 200 at one point today, and it closed up 150. And the very last one, a graph I'm watching very, very closely, is silver, of all things, because this topping pattern is so clear to me that I had covered my shorts on this a few days ago. I don't have any position in it right now. I'm watching this line first. I would be much more comfortable if it stayed beneath 1570. If it gets close to that, I think this might be a very compelling short. I would get very distressed if it got above that level, about 16 and a half. I consider these very important lines in the sand. Silver might seem kind of like a weird market to watch in terms of equities, but I think it's very helpful right now. So, boy, this 10 minutes went fast. Okay, I'll wrap it up at this point. Thanks for coming by, and I am done for the day. I'm going to do something else now. Good night.